Good morning from the aggressively sunny Arizona. I can do my hands. I can take my hands being ashy. My elbows? I feel like that's a crime. I'm skating on the streets of Paris. They don't let me outside, y'all. I feel like every now and then I get reminders that I'm built like a toad. Today is going to be a marvelous day. You want to know why it's going to be a marvelous day? Because I said so. Around here, we speak positively on our surroundings. Although it might be 105 degrees Fahrenheit today, it will still be promising. Now come on with me as I break some things down. All jokes aside, I wanted to share with you guys today 5 tips that have truly helped me with my van life journey. If you didn't know, if you aren't familiar, my name is Mike. I live and travel out of my self-converted camper van. I built this van in about 2 months, about almost a year ago now. And I've been living and traveling in it. If I'm not living in this van, I'm living in another country or traveling through another country. Right now I'm here in Arizona. I was not joking, it's really hot out here. It's unnecessarily hot. So without further ado, 5 tips that have helped me with my van life journey. So we're gonna start off nice and simple. Be a student, right? This is one thing that has helped me with life in general, is that I like to study things, and I like to study the way that they interact, the way things work, the way that people work. And studying how I can live in my van, and studying how I can basically transition from living a normal house life, domestic life, to being essentially on the road, that right there has been massive for me. Like trying to figure out how I can transition from, okay, I have unlimited power, I have unlimited water, I have unlimited internet, I can leave for however long, come back, and my place is in the exact same. Get your bag. My sister has a cat, and I left the gate partially open. I look up, who I look and see staring at me? The cat. Anywho, in transitioning from all of those things to basically having limited essentially everything except, no, even power. Because although the sun is out, I have solar panels only pulling in so much solar. Now, unless I upgraded to more solar and a bigger battery bank, you know, that's non-negotiable. I can only have so much power. I can only run things for so long. I can't run a hairdryer for hours on end because I will kill my power, as I found out in the Grand Canyon earlier this year. So just really be a student. You don't know everything. Even if you've been traveling on the road and living on the road for years, 8, 10 years, 15 years, you're still learning. Same thing with life. Like no matter what we do, we're still always learning. So that's my #1 biggest thing, is that just be a student, you know? Like take it easy on yourself, you're learning. Sometimes we pass tests, sometimes we fail tests, but we're always learning. So that's my #1 thing. My #2, be patient with yourself and your capabilities. This one right here has been massive for me because I, for one, am a person who has been pretty high achieving all my life, and to do things at a standard that I'm not used to really was difficult for me. So while I was building my van, I was in a different place mentally. And so now that I'm no longer in that place, and now that I'm no longer building this van out, you know, I see things that I could have done better. I see things that I could have improved. And because of that, I need to be patient with myself and remember that nothing's a finished work. I myself, I'm not even a finished work. So I should be patient with myself. And you know, with traveling and living in something like this, or living in a car, or living out the back of a shopping cart, you know what I mean? There's things that are gonna happen that's outside of your control, so be patient with yourself, because regardless of what you have going on, there's still a world going on around you. So my #2 is just be patient with yourself and your capabilities. Rome wasn't built in a day. The earth itself wasn't crafted in a day. So why should you have everything figured out in one day? My #3 tip is really just this one's a big one for me, because I learned very, very fast that regardless of your preparation and how you may have looked at things and seen things, they can still change. Weather can change in an instant. It can be sunny in 1 second. Next thing you know, it's hail, size of golf balls coming through your window shield. I have not experienced that one, praise God. But like, weather can change in an instant. So whether you've planned weeks in advance or days in advance, weather can change in an instant, and that can change completely all your plans. So be patient with the weather, of course, and just also that weather changes. So it's not to say like don't move, don't do anything, but weather changes. And if it changes and you're not necessarily prepared for it, that's fine, so be it. You don't have to be prepared for everything. But weather changes. For me, when I got hit by a cold front in the Grand Canyon, I feel like a lot of these tips came from this one instance. Cold front in the Grand Canyon froze everything in the van. I think the van itself got down to -2 degrees Fahrenheit. That changed so much for me mentally because I was prepared for the snow and for the cold. I was not prepared for this cold front that came in randomly and rapidly, and it just took over everything. Like, how did the internal water tanks freeze? How did everything, like, I had fruit on board here in the van. All my fruit black. I had never seen that before. I've never experienced such cold. And I was prepared for 15, 16 degrees Fahrenheit. I wasn't prepared for -2. That was what got me. So the weather changes. Roll with the punches. My number 4. This one, they all kind of, if my hands are ashy, I thought this is a growing theme on this channel. I'm allergic to lotion. I don't know what it is. I put it on every day, multiple times. I don't get it. Hey, it is what it is. Number 4, a little preparation goes a long way. So even as something as small as when you're getting ready to leave wherever you are, and this applies to both sides, van life, nomadic life, and even home life. This applies to all sides. A little preparation goes a long way. So in the event that you're about to leave, or say that, you know, for instance, like, this happens to me all the time, and people talk about this all the time, is that I'm living in a vehicle, regardless of how beautiful it looks. If I don't bolt things down, if I don't put things in place, they will fly, and there will be repercussions. A little preparation can go as far as taking things off the counter and putting them back in their place. Just being mindful of where you put them. A little preparation in terms of how far along gas stops are. Because I've run out of gas in this van before. Stuck on the side of the freeway here in Arizona, actually. And it was crazy because I was right outside of Quartzsite. So there was a bunch of people coming back from Schoolie-Palooza. And I got blessed to get picked up by a couple that was driving down in their beautiful RV. And so a little preparation goes a long way. For that moment, I had just forgot to watch my gas meter because I was on the phone with my sister. I blame her. Before you know it, you know, that little piece of preparation that you did, getting things ready the night before, or just basically being mindful about what you're doing, it can save you hours, if not weeks, if not months in the long run. Little preparation towards preparing your van, your car, your bus, your house, whatever it is for whatever you're about to do, goes a long way. And that has been major for me. Just a little bit of preparation, a little bit of time of mindfulness, taking care of the small things so that you can reap it on the back end. You reap what you sow. My 5th and final tip is to have fun. It sounds simple. It sounds like, how is that a tip for van life? You would think that's obvious. I'm telling you, it's not. Sometimes when things aren't going your way, it seems like you're just not having a good day. Things are just falling apart. Because that happens, trust me. My first 2 months in this van, everything damn near broke. My diesel heater stopped working, water pump froze, sink wasn't working at that point, my stove wasn't working at a point. Everything broke. Regardless of how robustly you build things, they can still break. And in the midst of it all, it's good to remember to still have fun, because like I said, I'm a student to this. I don't have everything figured out, and this is a process, it's a journey, and I'm enjoying the journey. And there's no part of the journey where it says everything should be serious. There's no part of your journey where you need to be serious about everything. There's no part of the journey where it's critical that you stop having fun. If you have fun in life, you're gonna enjoy every part, the ups, the downs, the bads, the goods, the terrible twos of life. Like, I really do emphasize and want to emphasize this number 5, that just have fun. Because whether you're living and traveling nomadically like I am, or living in, you know, your house, working your 9 to 5 job, working You know, say even a job that you feel is a dead-end job, whatever it is that you're doing in life, try to find the joy in it. Try to find little pieces that can help improve your days so that you can enjoy it and have fun. Because without this aspect, it may feel like you're just toiling away for no reason. And that's one thing that God himself has put on my life and taught me. And so that's another tip that I want to share with you all, because just having fun with the little things has changed my life completely. Like, I live and travel out of this beautiful van here, and things break all the time. I turn on this van right now, it's gonna tell me I need an oil change. That's funny to me, because why are you complaining? But hey, just little things like that, just have fun. And remember, like, you don't have to have everything all figured out. Well, those are my 5 tips for van life and things that have really changed my life here while I've been traveling. I'm sure in a few years, I'm sure in a year, I may do an update or a part 2 to this video, because I'm going to keep learning, because like I said, I'm a student to this. Those are my 5 main tips. I appreciate you for sitting through it all. I know I talk a lot, and I know I look like a wildebeest right now because I haven't had a retwist in like 4 months, and it's no one's fault but mine, but it's okay.